Pixels met passion on the Africa TV main stage as two titans of a 25-year-old masterpiece took their seats for the ultimate showdown. It was a Zerg-on-Zerg battle for the Africa TV StarCraft League crown, as South Korean RTS legends Solkey and Hero lined up for the Season 17 title and the lion's share of the $56,000 plus US dollar prize pool on offer. Their grand final story would begin on the large map of Radion, where Solkey focused on tech and Hero on minerals through an early expansion. With the metabolic boost researched, Solkey's Zerglings ran much faster across the battlefield. His numbers were great, but Hero had enough to fend off the early push. The plan for both players was to take the fight to the air with fast and brutal Mutalist stacks. The more of these bunched up, the stronger the attack. Hero's additional resources paid off, removing Solkey's flyers to take the opening game of the series.
Yeah, he's trying to take out these overlords, but now I think Hero can hit him. Now there's no way to go down without eating a lot of damage, so he's going to have to take this fight. He does snipe the Scourges down pretty nicely. But in this circular retreat, I just don't think there's going to be enough mutas. I think it's only 2 in total here. So he kills that off.
Less than 7 minutes is all it took for Hero to lock down his opponent. Neo Dark Origin would be the battleground for Game 2, a narrower map that rewarded players who dominate their end of the playing field. This time around, it was Hero who would draw first blood. Solkey, however, was more than prepared to defend his outlying hatchery.
It is kind of funny that
Following a sequence of Zergling trades, the back and forth entered its aerial stage. Scourge flyers were crucial here. These suicide units could cut down Mutalisks in a pinch, enough to tip the scales in one player's favor and ultimately end the match.
In fact, look at that crazy Scourge count here from Solkey. Solkey coming up. That extra gas has mostly been turned into Scourge. He's doing some moving shots here. Hero trying his best to micro, but you can see his mutas get absolutely dominated, and GG is called.
Once again, the player who expanded early walked away victorious. With Solkey's win, the scores were level in the best-of-7 ASL Grand Final. It was clear that the more methodical player who could control the air was destined to come out on top. On the round map of Apocalypse, Solkey would put that theory to the test with another early expansion, fending off the expected Zergling rush. The favour was returned just past the 5-minute mark when Solkey won favourable trades. Despite the single sunken colony, several of Hero's drones fell in the assault, leading to a wounded economy. As this was the Red Zerg's only base, the damage was unrecoverable.
He's got something calling really well placed between these spawning holes, Spire, and the hatchery. The Lings are going to come in here. He needs to get as many kills as possible. Anything is worth it. Drones, Lings, you name it. If he can get it, it's going to be good. He's already taken out 2 drones now. He dives onto the sunken colony. Oh my God!
Oh man. Very bad situation here for Hero.
Solkey was mentally prepared for this one-on-one, but it was still early days for these two players as the ASL Grand Final entered its second half. Solkey was looking strong to keep the lead in the best-of-7 Grand Final series. Beginning Game 4's Metro on polar opposite sides of the map, both players started to spawn additional hatcheries. Building a robust economy was the main early game focus. A battle of Zergling broods unfolded after Solkey caused an annoyance inside of his opponent's mineral line. He forced his way in after winning the numbers game and obliterated Hero's second hatchery. Transitioning to the air, Solkey used his mutas to take down Hero's roaming overlords, Supply blocking him and forcing Hero to spend vital minerals on replacing them. The odds were against the Zerg in red from the very beginning.
Comes in, the Scourge mostly die. Sulky doing some moving shots onto Hero's mutas. Hero does have a lot of mutas, but I think Sulky is up slightly.
I think this game's about to end here. The Scourge should be connecting on those shots. Only 4 mutas left now, 2.
Timing was everything in Sulky's attack. He was just 1 win away from taking the ASL Season 17 trophy. Hero desperately fought back on the smaller map of Citadel. Even without Zergling speed, he was able to push back his opponent's rush. With Mutatech completed and another failed attempt of getting Zerglings inside of Hero's base, Sulky was forced to defend. Drones were being popped off by the numbers, leaving Sulky in a bad shape. The Zerg in yellow was left with a handful of flyers. He did what he could to leave Hero in ruins as both armies dwindled down to near nothing.
But you've got to imagine there's more mutas hatching here. Oh, just one more.
Wow. Yeah, and some Scourge come out as well, so he will be able to clean that up. And Sulky calls for GG.
Hero sent a message out to the crowd that he wasn't out of this one yet. The desert settings of Troy saw both sides enter another cross-spawn conflict. Hero went in early with Zerglings, forcing Sulky to cancel his Spire and pull workers to defend.
It was a cool idea. We'll see if that works out.
Mass Mutalisks were the incoming threat from Hero. He challenged his opponent's aerial capabilities while denying him the use of an expansion, further preventing resource gathering.
But there are some more popping out. Let's see if Sulky can hold. Like, he's barely kept the hatch alive. Don't know how much longer that lasts.
Yeah, I think he's going to start to pelt the hatchery. This may force Sulky to come in here and take a fight. The Scourge are going to come in here from behind. He's so low. I think Hero's won this game. We're going to go to Game 7, Artosis.
Well, now that...
Early pressure locked in the win for Hero. A Game 7 decider for the Season 17 crown was imminent. No mistakes could be made in the tournament's 11th hour on the map of Blitz. This time around, both players opted for a second early hatchery. 2 massive hordes of Zerglings met in bloodshed to kick off the conflict. Sulky narrowly won the numbers game. It wasn't long before Mutas came to the party, supply blocking Hero as they hatched in greater numbers. With several Scourge units posing an anti-air threat, Hero had to be mindful of his Mutalist's placement. Sulky knew that ramping up the pressure at this point would win him the series.
The Scourge are going to come in and connect on their targets. The last Muta falls, and that means Hero is going to have to tap out. GG. Sulky has won his second ASL in a row.
Absolute madness. Hero trying to stay in this game. You know, he's losing everything. I think he's just letting it sink in. GG is called.
In 7 high-pressure games, Sulky came out victorious in a battle fought on ground and in the air, leading to the Zerg champions' second ASL victory in a row. Sulky claimed the top 30 million Korean won prize for his outstanding play over the 2-month-long Premier RTS competition.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the amazing esport content from around the gaming globe. Only on Unbeaten Esports.